Hello everyone, this is Greg in the Green, and I'm going to be showing a quick demonstration of my seed starting method. For those of you wanting to start a garden from seed, now is the time. To begin, I use a plastic seed tray and small plastic 6-celled seed pots. So, these kinds of seed pots right here. I begin by filling my seedling pots with potting soil. I begin by using a general all-purpose potting soil mix for my seed starting. There are specific seed starting blends out there, but I do not fuss with them. They are lighter, which is good for root development, but once the seedlings begin to grow, they need to be transferred to potting soil mix. I keep it simple and utilize one mix for everything, and try to keep the soil in my pots looser when planting seeds. This has generally served me well. Where do I get my supplies? Locally, you may be fortunate enough to have a seed store nearby. Here they are, all filled. If you're local to central Pennsylvania, as I am, I would recommend Rohr's Seeds. For me, it is generally a one-stop shop. Pots, seeds, soil, always a fun trip for me. Rohr's does a mail order too. I also enjoy Fedco Seeds. They are based in Maine and have a great selection of supplies. Soil is heavy, so it is expensive to ship. Your local big box garden store or hardware store will have potting soil seasonally that you can use. So now I'm going to fill my pots. I try not to tamp them too tight. I want to keep it loosely filled. If the soil is dry, I will give my pots time to soak up some water. I would put some water into this tray and rest the pot here so that it can soak up the water. This soil is pretty good. You want it to be a bit damp to the touch, but not waterlogged. Now we can sow some seeds. Today I have some tomato seeds right here, and I have some cucumber seeds right here. For my tomato seeds, I'm going to take a few of them like this. You can see here. I'm going to loosely just put them lightly on the soil like that. So, like that. I think I got one over here that I am going to scoot back over here. Now, to plant the seeds, you don't want to plant them too deep. You generally just want to plant the seeds as deep as they are wide. So what I do for something small like tomato seeds is I just sort of gently rake the soil over the top, and that is sufficient. For cucumber seeds, they're a little bit larger. This is a variety called Marketmore 76, which I generally enjoy. See, they're a little bit bigger. And so for these, what I will do is I will take them and take one or two seeds. That was 3 right there. I'll kind of put them here like that. And I will kind of poke them into the ground a little bit more like that and cover them up with some soil. So you can see here that I have no leak written on my seed tray. I generally do like to use plastic trays and plastic pots. I've tried peat pots. It's a great idea, but they seldom actually break down in the soil. I've tried newspaper pots, but it's difficult to water from the bottom. I like to put my water in the bottom and let it naturally wick up into the soil. What this does is it helps water the soil gently, keeps its structure well. If you water from the top, the water will kind of flatten the soil and make it more compact. So now that everything is done, I will use my handy marker and a popsicle stick, and I'm going to write the varieties on here. So I'm going to pop the sticks in half. I'm going to quickly write, so this was a black velvet tomato, which is my own variety of tomato. I'm going to stick that right there. And for cucumber, I'm just going to mark it with a C because it's the only thing with C that I have growing this year. And I'll make one for each of these cells. And then I'll put my top on like this. So this clear dome lets moisture and temperature be a little bit more stable in the growing container here. For seeds, when they are germinating, you don't typically need light. You need moisture and you need temperature. So I'll take this tray here. I'm going to place it on top of my refrigerator where it stays nice and warm, just a little bit warmer than the general air down below because it is up high. And with the dome on top, within a few days, we should start seeing some signs of growth from our seeds here. And then from there on, we'll move to the next step. So stay tuned for a new video on that. Thanks. Now then, I've got to get growing, so I will see you next time.